There's a famous song out there that says something like, you don't always get what you want unless you follow the early edge, powered by SportsLine, right here, right now. I am the coach. Now, many of you, after our Champions League episode where my man Martin Green went, let me count them up, 4-0-1. You said, Coach, I got to have more. I got to have the Premier League. So guess what I did? I called up my men. I said, hey, can you hook me up on a Thursday? And that's what he said. He said, yes, I can. So let's bring in the star of the show, live from London, England, south of the city. Martin Green, welcome back to the Early Edge.
Hey, Coach, it's great to be back on. It was wonderful to make a debut where I went 4-0-1 and got some lovely comments from your viewers. Delighted to be back on. Hopefully I can keep the good times rolling today.
My man, you have been the last, I don't know how many months, you've been the star of stars here on the show. So we have no doubt. But we got a lot to get to. So let's jump right in if you don't mind. All right, First game. Now, these games are on the weekend, okay? So, first game, Leicester minus 175, taking on Burnley. Burnley coming back at plus 525. The draw is plus 295, and the total is over 2.5 goals. What do you like in this one?
Yeah, I like Leicester to beat Burnley and 2 or more goals in the match in this game. Leicester beat Burnley 4-2 when they met at this stadium last season. They've secured 4 wins and a draw in their last 5 games against Burnley. So I think that could give them a psychological edge in this game. Leicester finished 5th in the Premier League table last season, but they've made a bit of a slow start to the current season. 2 wins and 3 defeats from 5 games. However, Burnley have been even worse, just 1 point so far from 5 games, languishing near the bottom of the table. They didn't spend much money in the summer on improving their squad, and I think it shows. They've had some pretty poor performances. Leicester really needs a big win to reignite their season, get back up that table, and I think a home game against the struggling Burnley team gives them the perfect opportunity to get back to winning ways. I think there'll be at least 2 goals in the match. You could also go Leicester at under 4.5 goals if you feel that way inclined. But either way, I think Leicester get the job done.
I love it when you say, however, because I know something's coming. All right, next game on the board, Leeds United plus 185 as West Ham comes in at plus 140. The draw is plus 250. That tells you anything. Now, the total, over 2.5 goals, minus 150. What do you like in this matchup?
I think West Ham will get something out of this game up at Elland Road. They beat Leeds home and away last season. David Moyes has built a strong, disciplined team at West Ham, which is very different to Marcelo Bielsa's approach at Leeds. Bielsa encourages teams to take risks. They throw men forward. It's like kamikaze stuff at times. They really try to overload the opposition defence. They get a lot of goals out of it, but it leaves them really vulnerable on the counter-attack. And West Ham really exploited that last season. They won 2-1 at Elland Road, 2-0 at home, and they ended up 6th in the Premier League table, which was their best finish for many, many years. They've started the season strong again this time around. 2 wins, 2 draws, and just 1 loss so far. But Leeds, they haven't won a game yet. That's largely down to the poor defensive record. 12 goals conceded in 5 games, and only 2 teams in the Premier League have a worse defensive record than Leeds so far. So I think a strong, disciplined West Ham team can go there and get at least a draw in this game. I think they can win it. No bet, which is the two-way sort of money line, basically. So if it's a draw, you get money back as a push. If they win, you're in profit.
There you go. For you new soccer bettors out there, when he says the 2-way, a lot of books will have the 3-way on the top, the total in the middle, and then the 2-way at the bottom. Bet the 2-way at the bottom because the draw would mean you push and you get your money back. By the way, the first 2 games today, 10 a.m. Eastern on Saturday is the kick. This next game is 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go Brentford plus 600, taking on Liverpool minus 205. The draw coming in at plus 325. The total over 2.5 at minus 130. What do you like in this one?
Yeah, this is a huge game for Brentford. They were promoted from the Championship last season after 74 years playing in the lower leagues. So they've been waiting for this since 1947. So the arrival of Liverpool in West London is going to be a huge deal for these Brentford fans. I think it's going to be a buzzing stadium. They're going to love it. they've made a pretty strong start to life in the Premier League. Brentford, they've only lost once so far. They've been playing pretty well, but they haven't faced the team of Liverpool's calibre yet. Liverpool are exceptional. Since welcoming Virgil van Dijk back from injury, they've made a flying start to the season. 4 wins and a draw from 5 games so far. That leaves them level with Chelsea and Man United at the top of the table. They also beat AC Milan 3-2 in the Champions League. That was one of the picks that we gave out last week, which came off. Delighted to see that. I think Liverpool, I think they win this game. They're not involved in high scoring matches. Average of 2.6 goals per game in Liverpool matches so far this season. Brentford games average just 1.4 goals per game. So both pretty low scoring teams, but I do believe that Liverpool have the edge. So I'm going to go for Liverpool and under 4.5 goals. If you want to push it a bit further, you could even go for Liverpool and under 3.5 goals for a bit more value. But another pick that I like for this game is the corners market. Liverpool has won 10.4 corners per game so far this season, which is the highest tally in the Premier League. Brentford has won just 2.4 corners per game, which is the lowest tally in the Premier League. Lo and behold, I think Liverpool are going to get a lot more corners than Brentford in this game. So I'm giving Liverpool a -3 corners handicap because I think they can get 4 or more corners than Brentford in this month.
True story. I was at a sportsbook last weekend, Martin, in Hammond, Indiana. It's a place you've probably never been in your life, right? A guy comes up to me and he goes, Coach, I'm making so much money off of Martin Green. I said, well, what's your favorite pick? He said, what's your favorite pick? And he goes, I love to play the corners, over and under corner kicks in the game. I said, are you kidding me? He said, nope. I take the information and I manufacture it. This guy was bananas for your corner kick. So I love this play today on the show. Love it, love it, love it. All right, last game on our board today. Arsenal, +130. Tottenham, +225. Draw, +225. The total over 2.5 goals, plus money at +110. What do you see here?
Yeah, this is going to be a big game for me. I grew up in North London. Half the people were Arsenal fans and half the people were Tottenham fans. I'm an Arsenal fan for my sins, so it's going to be a big one. I hope Arsenal can win, but I don't really feel confident enough to bet the outright markets in this one. I'm going to stick to the goals. It's a huge game between 2 local rivals, as I've just mentioned. Tottenham haven't been great in recent weeks. They lost 3-0 to Crystal Palace and then 3-0 to Chelsea. So conceding lots of goals, I think that could damage their confidence a bit ahead of this one. But Arsenal aren't great defensively when they play Tottenham either. They haven't kept the clean sheet in their past 8 games against Spurs. And Harry Kane has 11 goals in 13 matches against Arsenal. So I think they could struggle to handle him. But Spurs haven't been defending well either. So I think we're going to see an open, entertaining game with lots of chances at both ends. And I can really see both teams getting on the score sheet in this one. So I'm going both teams to score. I'm hoping Arsenal win, but who knows?
Now, this is my favorite bet to make anytime you give me both teams to score. I love it because all I'm rooting for is goals. That's all I'm rooting for, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap of Martin W. Green on the Twitter, and it looks glorious. Liverpool to beat Brentford and under 4.5 goals, -125. Also, you can play the 2 or more goals in the match as well. Then Liverpool, -3 corners. Arsenal, Tottenham, both teams to score, -110. I apologize, too. Then Leicester's down there 2 goals in the match. I had him a little reverse, but he gave him out, too. You know what he's talking about. And then West Ham, draw, no bet. So those are the 5 plays. Take a look at the recap. We'll leave it up there for just a little bit. While people are looking at that, because I messed it up, Martin, what do you think when it comes to soccer betting for people who don't know, that are just getting into it? What's the number one thing to remember?
Well, you need to try to find good value on favourites, I think, which is why I often combine a result with a goals market, such as a team to win and 2 or more goals in a match. you really just need to look at the trends. You need to look at which teams play well at home, which teams play well away, which teams are regularly involved in high-scoring games, which teams regularly involved in low-scoring games. But you also need to watch as many games as you can, because there's a combination of the statistics and your gut instinct. You need to have a good understanding of it, I think. And of course, you need to watch the early edge and head on over to SportsLine. That's the best thing you can do.
And there you go. And there you go. Today, we're recording this on Thursday. The Series A, you can watch it on Paramount Plus, which is also part of CBS's SportsLine. Napoli had an early lead. That was one of your plays at SportsLine, which, of course, I tailed. My man's going to be back the next time Champions League is on the horizon. He's also going to be here for the Premier League. I'll tell you what, this guy is a rock star, and we are so lucky to have him on our team at SportsLine and, of course, the early edge. So there's only one thing left to do. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Premier League tickets straight to the pay window. For my man, Martin Green. For the jeweler, I'm the coach. Remember, tell your friends your favorite daily sports betting show of record. There's only one. We like to call it the early edge. Good luck.
Do you want best bets in your feed every single day? All you have to do is hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Early Edge.